Alright, Zatima fans, I did a video on this character Gladys a few months ago, Zach's mother who will be coming into the show next season, who was a deadbeat that left her son when he was only 6 years old. And based on new information about characters coming up in season 2, she might be dying, or this is just a big scam. Regardless, let's talk about it. So let's go back to the original description for Gladys. Mid to late 50s, black female. She's Zach's mother, who just so happens to be a crap magnet. Except she makes her own trouble. A former drug addict and a former hooker. She abandoned Zach when he was 6 because he got in the way of her extra legal activity. Okay. Having learned that Zach has come to money, she demands a reconciliation meeting, but she will settle for a fistful of dollars. As always, she plays on his emotions and runs out of the back door the second she has cash in her hand. It's quicker than saying goodbye. Now, going into a new character, Gloria. Open ethnicity, 40s, 50s. This woman from the hospital billing department is apologetic yet firm when she tells Fatima the horrible news that Zach's mother is on life support, has no life insurance, and that her bill is $18,000 a day. Not only that, but Jeremiah's check bounced and they need the bed in ICU ASAP. So in other words, Zach and Fatima have to settle a huge bill today or they need to pull the plug. Now, at first, I thought, because I was reading the comments on my Zatima Season 2 character video, because I did a video on a bunch of new characters not too long ago, last week. And some people were like, man, this is a scam. I bet this is fake. You know, like they're probably going to try to get $18,000 from Zach a day for like, you know, a couple of weeks or something. And then, you know, they'll just say that his mom died and that'll be it. But something tells me that if you go back to Gladys's description, demands a reconciliation meeting, but she will settle for a fistful of dollars. As always, she plays on Zach's emotions and runs out the back door the second she has some cash in her hand. Given that she was a former drug addict and former hooker, I'm willing to bet Zach indirectly put his mom on life support. I'm not saying it's his fault, but hear me out. What if she tries to, you know, pop up in Zach's life, demand a reconciliation meeting and or getting some money? Zach gives her some money and then she just ups and leaves as quickly as she arrived in his life again. With that money, she gets back into her old habits. Maybe she does too many drugs, ends up in the hospital on life support. Perhaps, you know, being a former prostitute, hooker or whatever, maybe she gets, you know, involved with the wrong guy who puts her on life support. But I'm thinking like with Wyatt on the haves and the have-nots, once he got his inheritance money, you know, Catherine knew that it would kill him. Like he would kill himself by, you know, doing too many drugs, partying, you know, getting involved with this person, that person. And here we are in the same situation with Gladys where she could possibly be utilizing the money Zach gave her to get back into her old habits, because given how Jeremiah was talking about how they're struggling and Zach has all this money now, something tells me that this newfound money is going to cause Gladys to kind of make up for lost time. All the time she couldn't afford drugs or, you know, alcohol and whatnot. She's going to use that money to party like it's no tomorrow and then end up in the hospital. And as a result, it's going to come down to Zach whether or not he's going to spend $18,000 a day to keep his mom on life support or not. I wonder if I don't know if Jeremiah is going to come up in the season. Hopefully he does, because somebody reminded me that, hey, Jeremy, that check that Zach wrote for Jeremiah was like $10,000. It wasn't $18,000. So him writing a check that bounced, I mean, yeah, he couldn't afford that. But then there's an interesting batch of information about the younger versions of the characters. Younger Gladys, Zach, and Jeremiah. Young Gladys, between 20s, 30s, female, black, seen in an old home video. And of course, this is the same description for all the characters. So it looks like, you know, maybe an old VHS tape from back in the day was found. And you have a younger Gladys cooking for her kids and tells the older versions of them watching how much she loves and cherishes them. You have little Zach who is between 7 and 8 years old, which I believe is a contradiction given the fact that the Gladys information said that she walked out of Zach's life at age 6, but I don't know, who cares? Zach's seen at a young age. He's fun-loving and cute. He's curious when his mom starts recording a home video. And then little Jeremiah, who's a couple years older, seen at a young age, he appears in a home video that Fatima and Zach find. I'm wondering, this reminds me of Iron Man 2, when Tony was looking through his dad's, belongings that Nick Fury gave him. And then he was looking at one of the old videos where Howard was recording an advertisement for, the Stark Expo. And then at the very end, because he's drunk, he's an asshole. He even gets, Tony to get out of the shot from one particular scene because he was, interrupting. But then at the very end of the tape, he's talking directly to the camera to future Tony about how the greatest creation he's ever made was him. Basically, a message to future Tony that I believe in you. And it looks like younger Gladys is going to do the same thing. And I feel like Zach is going to be, adamant with not paying the bill for the life support. Maybe Fatima will try to, convince him otherwise. Because in episode 1, when he told her that his family ain't shit, Fatima's like, don't say that. And I could see her being like, well, this is your mom. But from Zach's perspective, you can see why he wouldn't want to do it. It's not a matter of money. It's the fact that these people only come around when they want something. She reintroduced herself into my life. And as soon as she got some money, she bounced. But then this home video might change his heart around. So we could be seeing a reconciliation between his mom, but I don't know. And, Zach, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But regardless, yeah, so looks like Zach's mother is going to be on her potential deathbed. It's just a matter of how did she get there? And will Zach help her out of it? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next one.